movements around like that. It reminded me of Red Green Show and Harold, remember? He does.
Is that good or bad?
I love Harold. I think he's good. He makes the show. Anyway, I just gotta quickly share this with you. It's not a poem, but I was in the hospital recently and I found out something I had never known. Years ago, my friend told me about when she was in the hospital and somebody, a friend of hers, got this disease, well not disease, virus or whatever going around. And she said, yeah, it's really, you gotta watch it. Be careful if you go to the hospital. She says, wash your hands. And it's called C. difficile. And for years, until I was in the hospital and I saw it written down, I thought it was seat of a seal. And I thought, why the hell would they call it seat of a seal? And then I saw it written down, C. difficile. But anyway, I thought it was seat of a seal. And then I thought, well, maybe they get it sitting on toilets. So I learned something. Okay, next up we have, and this is what made me think of that too, the last name of Junie Desil. Is it Desil? Please, come on up, Jeannie.
Oh my God.
Junie, sorry.
Oh, I think it was seals, but. Like this, clean slate. Yeah. Better be serious.
Sorry, it decided to lock on me, so now I have to unlock. Okay. So years ago, I used to work with Wade Compton, a local BC author, on this project called the Hogan Valley Memorial Project. And it was to raise awareness about the historical Black community in Hogan Valley. So if anybody knows where the Georgia Street Viaduct is, it was built way back when, okay, not way back when, but I think in the 60s or so. And so the creation or building of that viaduct ended up disrupting the historic Black community there. Some of you may also be aware that Jimi Hendrix has a kind of connection to that community through his grandmother. Don't quote me on it, grandmother or mother. Yeah, okay, his grandmother. Good. And so while I was working on that project and while I was trying to look for connections, particularly of women as opposed to a lot of the men that were being talked about in the community, I ended up writing this piece. So it was called This Was Meant to Be for Nora. I dreamt Jimmy last night, tight purple pants frenetically keeping beads, sequins, scarves, and pink feather boas, jamming and getting down to Voodoo Child. Wah wah, pedals squealing the lullaby. I dreamt Jimmy last night, falling asleep thinking about his grandmother Nora, 827 East Georgia Street. I wanted my thoughts to permeate my dreams, have a conversation, inspire something, if not epic, at least sitting at her knees, grandmother to granddaughter, like passing history, future tense, talking about community, but damn, that sexy intro to Get Now More, Machine Gun, kept intruding in my dreamscape. I wanted to do more than a passing nod to a fierce woman who co-founded the A&E Church, 823 Jackson Street. Floats hazily in my dreams, all bright neon-y, pinky purple to Jimmy's acid guitar riffs. Nora nods her head, clapping Bible in hand. What a trip. I dreamt Jimmy last night, and this was meant to be for Nora.